Welcome back with Words with Walner with Jon Walner.
Thanks for having me back. Words with Walner.
Yeah, we are excited again for another episode. But one thing we're going to talk about legal lending, no doubt about it. But I want to talk a little bit about, you have recently launched core values in your office at Walner Law. Let's talk about that and how it's making a big difference at Walner Law.
Thanks for asking about it. Well, first, as we're sitting here with Steve Miller of Fortress Consulting, we went out and so what do we stand for? And what do we want our employees to know what we stand for? And more importantly, what do we want to know our clients what we stand for? It's something I learned about when I went to a legal conference where they talked about law firms are businesses too, and what does your business stand for? And it got me thinking. And when we hired your firm, Fortress Consulting, to help us in our firm, to help us send the message of who we are to our clients, to let them know why they should hire us, you had put forth to me something that I went to a whole conference over a weekend on, was, what are your values? What you asked me, what do I stand for? What do I want the public to know what I stand for? And what is important to you, and what is important to you, and how you want to treat your employees, and why would people want to work for Walner Law? So it got me thinking, and you helped me with this, and to articulate in writing and to promote it to our employees. What do we stand for? What is our mission at Walner Law? What do we stand for? And what values are we looking for in our employees? And what are the values that I have my whole life that I believe are important, that my employees know and that my clients know about me, and how I was brought up and what I value and what is important to me and how I raise my own family? Because we're a family law firm. It was started in 1961 by my dad, Harvey Walner. And now I am the second generation to take this firm over. Yeah. And now I have a son, who just finished his second year at Northwestern Law School. Yeah. Maybe he's going to come and take over the mantle from me. I'm going to be 60 years old, and he's 30 right now, and maybe he'll take this firm over when he's 31, or come into the firm and take it over when I'm, 10 years from now.
So give me one example of a core value.
So what we've come up with is that our mission is to bring the most professional legal services we can in order to get you the most money possible from your injuries. But what is important to get this done? What are the values that we want to adhere to get our mission accomplished? And one of the biggest things is empathy. Yeah. We have empathy for our clients. How do we? And we have to have empathy for each other. Like if you're pregnant in the workforce, or your parents have cancer, you're a caregiver for your parents in your home. We empathize with you and what's going on in your life, with your children, with your parents or grandchildren. But we want to bring that empathy to our clients, to have an understanding. But how do we do that? Another core value that's important is teamwork. We have to work as a team. There's no I can't do this. It's someone else's job. It's not my job. No, let's work together on whatever project we're doing on behalf of the client. Who are we working for? On behalf of our client. And let's work together as a team. But in order to work for a team, we have to trust each other. So another core value is trust. Let's have trust in another and let the clients feel that trust. We can trust Walner Law that they're going to have our back with empathy, teamwork, and how about accountability? Yeah. We have to be accountable to the client. Let's be accountable to each other, right? We give you an assignment to work as a team together to bring justice for our clients that are looking for their lawyers to have their back. We have to be accountable for our actions. What have we produced for the client today? In terms of investigating their accident, working with our experts, making sure they have the right medical care, be accountable for your actions. We have standards that we ask our employees to accomplish. And if they can't be accountable to me, how are they going to be accountable to our clients? Yeah. Let's work as a team together. Let's trust each other. Let's bring that trust to our clients. Let's have empathy for our client. And those are, and let's be honest with each other.
Yeah.
And morally sound and have convictions that with trust and empathy and accountability and teamwork, we could bring forth our mission to render the most professional legal service to our client, to get them the most money that they deserve from their accident.
Yeah. Well, it's great that you took the initiative to bring those core values out, share it with the group, and it's through your leadership, everyone's in step in what we want Walner Law Firm to mean. And I think that those type of things make such a big difference in an organization. And I know that already it's having an effect on your employees. So kudos to you, and I'm glad that you were able to put those together and get those out to the rest of the team.
Can I just mention something that, it took a long time to put the core values together, to put it in writing. And we had a big party at my office, a big celebration of we are bringing these core values. And we said, can you buy in to these core values? Are these core values important to you also?
Yeah.
Do you want to be a member of the Walner team?
Yeah.
And we had a big celebration of me talking about the core values. And I thought that did raise the level of excitement of our firm. That, okay, now we know the Walner Law mission and the core values. We had a big presentation, a big party.
And there's a video floating around out there. So if you haven't watched the video, you got to watch this video of the party. But
That's true. And then we put up the core values in our office. And it is making a difference. Now people have a purpose of coming to work.
Yeah.
And they can tell what does Walner Law stand for? Their family says, what goes on at Walner Law? How is it to work at Walner? Well, let me tell you something. We work as a team, and we have accountability. We have each other's back. We have empathy.
Yeah.
And I think that gives that I've noticed that a big lift in spirit in our office and a big lift in people having each other's back.
Makes such a difference.
It does.
So
I agree.
Kudos to you. Well, let's talk about legal lending. Let's get into the meat of what we want to talk about today. And it's legal lending. What is it? Many people don't even really know what is legal lending.
Well, it's interesting that you said that because the public is being inundated on TV with, we'll buy out your settlement. If you don't have to struggle alone, our firm will lend to you, like 1-800-LAW Cash. They're getting pounded on TV with this messages. So what is it?
Yeah.
Let's talk about what it is.
Yeah.
There is an economic devastation that occurs to our clients as a result of an accident. One is they're not working. So they can't pay the rent. They can't pay for their kids' tuition or their books. How about food on the table? Most importantly, the clients suffer in terms of groceries, the rent, or their mortgages, gasoline in their car, so on and so forth. Because while your suit is pending and you're not working, you're not getting any money. There's no money flowing into the house.
Yeah.
You can't qualify for disability because if you're disabled in an accident, it takes a year or so to get even disability income to you. So companies have came into the fold. It's now legal in Illinois to lend money to plaintiffs against their eventual recovery. You don't have to fill out any credit forms. You don't have to fill out any forms whatsoever. Doesn't matter how much money you make, what your credit score is, what your financial background is. The lawyer is saying to the lending company, this case is solid. There will be a recovery for X dollars, and in order for my clients not to get a quick settlement or file for bankruptcy or be exasperated, like I'm just going to give in to these huge billion-dollar insurance companies, the playing field is leveled. Yeah. We're equal. We're equal to Allstate, State Farm, Farmers.
Yeah.
All these companies, they can no longer crush the plaintiff with time, like punishing, like he's off work, to make them beg to settle. We have companies now that'll loan our clients money to pay the rent, to pay any excess medical bills that aren't being provided for by their own insurance, to pay the mortgage, to pay the school fees so the client won't reach for a fast settlement. Like in huge cases where there's laminectomy, they're disabled, they're sitting home, they can't do anything. You could get in Illinois up to $42,000 loan. Of course, there's interest, but if you don't win your case, you don't have to pay the money back. And you only pay the money back if you win. Our interest rate's high. Well, of course, there's risk. So in Illinois, it could run, up to 4% a month, but it's not compounded. It's a simple interest. But the clients have the money, immediate money, access to money. Within 24 hours, you can get a loan. And it goes right into your checking account, or you could pick it up at a Walmart or a currency exchange. I'm sorry, less than 24 hours. Okay. If someone calls you for a loan at 9, they will have money in their pocket at 2 in the afternoon.
Wow.
People are desperate. They want the money fast from a car accident.
And the biggest thing is they're not feeling pressure, though.
No more.
No more pressure from you got to settle because
right.
I need money.
I agree.
Right? So there's no longer that pressure there. And now they've got the money to pay the bills.
Right. Now, by the way, I don't own a loan company. I have no financial interest in a loan company, and I don't get any money from any loan companies for referring them clients. Yeah. So what we do is there are a lot of loan companies. We do look at who is the lowest interest and the easiest terms on the client for repayment, of this loan. But we are just excited as lawyers that, before this, the clients could get a loan, they would beg the lawyers for money. Help me, please. But we couldn't. It's unethical to loan. It was unethical to loan a client money. So we're grateful for these loan companies. We're grateful for our clients. I am so blessed in my life as a lawyer to have this stress away from me. Like, settle my case, Mr. Walner, settle my case. I no longer feel that pressure because there is companies out there that'll fill the void for you so you're not financially devastated from your accident in the interim until this case is settled or resolved.
Yeah. How long on average does it take to settle a case? And why does it take so long? Is it just because the insurance company just isn't willing to give in, or what's going on?
Yes. So, well, first of all, the nature, extent, and duration of your injury is going to control how long it takes. Like if you have, a cervical fusion or a, laminectomy or a lumbar fusion, your medical treatment, your physical therapy, your pain management does take a long time. So you can't resolve a case until the client has reached maximum medical improvement. And of course, very difficult liability situations like how the accident took place, investigation, and experts will lengthen the time to resolve a case. And obviously the court system like in Cook County with COVID, the courts were closed for such a long time. The cases have piled on. I mean, the courts have been so clogged. Now your case is pushed so far back if it needs to be litigated. So we are blessed with these loan companies stepping in and helping with our clients to provide loans for years, if it might be. There could be loans up to 2 years because you get $42,000 every year. In special circumstances, you can get
Are there
money.
limits on the amount that can be lended, or how does that?
Well, Illinois has regulations on how much be lended. Like other states don't have the onerous, loan requirement. But if the client wants a special surgery and they don't have any health insurance or any rights to get a surgery with their financial means and their insurance, the loan companies will pay the doctors in advance. They'll work out it. Like if the surgeon says this is $50,000, but I'll do it for $20,000, and the loan company will pay the doctor for the surgery. So there's a lot of benefits that the client has now
just
with these
because
legal lending firms.
It's held up in the legal arena. I mean, that's the reason why it just takes that long.
Every case is different.
Yeah.
Well, a case with maybe just a broken arm or leg or broken ribs, now that will take less than a year to resolve if the liability is clear, but you're still not working for like 4 months with a broken leg, a femur fracture, So these lending companies step in and they could pay the doctors, any and all medical treatments in advance of your or for your visit, but most importantly, keep things steady for you in terms of living expenses, food, groceries, your children's school fees, their clothes, your mortgage, and your rent.
So how should a somebody approach a legal lender, or is that something you do for them?
Well, first, most of the time, I don't even know they have a problem until they articulate it to me, but they go to the loan companies themselves directly after they see commercials or go on the internet. And the loan companies call us up and they said, hey, you have a client, Jane Doe, that just asked us for a loan. Tell me about the case. Tell me about the liability. Tell me about the injury. How much lawyer would you say I could lend this person? They're looking for $5,000. What would you recommend? They said, I'll say don't loan them more than $500 sometimes. Or you know what? There's $1 million in recovery here. You can lend them, $20,000 if they need $20,000. So the loan companies rely on me to tell them to look out for them. It's interesting now that loan companies just don't deal with any law firm. They want to deal with someone that's a known. Like we're known to the loan firms. They rely on us. They trust us. There's so many firms that will reach out to these loan companies for loan for the clients, but the loan companies will say, no way. We don't know you. We don't know your work quality. We don't know if you're going to get a recovery for your clients. So, and they don't know if the lawyer's going to rip off take the money from the client and steal it. They don't, or give it back to the loan company. Walner Law, with handling over 2,000 cases a year, these loan companies love us because they know we're ethical, we're honest, we're going to pay them at the end of the case. Because you know what? I'm in charge of paying these loans off for the clients because the lawyer's getting the money. We tell the client, this is what you owe. Then the client gives us the right to pay the loan company back. If the lawyers aren't paying these loans back, my clients would be barred from ever receiving a loan. So it works together. There's a symbiotic relationship between these loan companies, trust, ethics, believing in me that I'm going to deliver this money back to them is why they're so willing to lend to my clients to give them better deals than any other law firm could get for them. So they could lower their rates to 3% a month from 4% a month because they know Walner Law, there's less risk, is going to deliver the money to them at the end of the case. They trust us. They are so blessed to work with us, and we have an open door policy with them. We tell them when we think this money is going to be paid back to the loan company.
Jon, I'm glad you brought up the subject of why it's important to hire a good law firm. And when anyone gets in an accident, they're immediately bombarded with hundreds, potentially, of law firms that want to take their case, right? And there's a lot of law firms out there. But why is it important to work with Walner Law? What is it about Walner Law that you know that you're going to be in good hands? You're not going to be with a fly-by-night lawyer, and this is so important for anybody to handle your case.
That's a great question. First of all, we just talked about the core values. Number one is we have the expertise and the knowledge, and most of my employees have been with us for 20 years, 15 years, 10 years, 50-year employees that this is all we do. We don't do bankruptcy, traffic tickets, criminal law. We don't do real estate closings. We only do plaintiffs' personal injury. So all of our employees, we go to continuous legal education seminars, go to seminars all over the country to hone our skills, to be better at what we do. We also do training with our employees. We do meditation and relaxing exercises, conflict resolution exercises to learn how to deal with insurance companies when there's conflict, to get negotiating to yes. We train all our employees, from the paralegals, the legal secretary, to the lawyers, how to negotiate to yes. We pride ourselves on having such tremendous experience in this field. Walner Law has a longstanding relationship with the best neurosurgeons, physical therapists, orthopedic surgeons, pain management doctors that we can lean on any time of day or night to help us with an issue we have with our clients. Doctor, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? What do you think the best course of action? They may not be the doctors that we use for our clients, but I can lean on them because I've become friends with them and as the other lawyers in my office, and they love working with us. They understand that we are passionate about our clients and they want to help our clients because I have a great long-standing personal relationship with them. We each help each other in this field. Walner Law has access to the best experts, the best doctors. Our people are awesome that work for us. They care and they're compassionate. They have long experience in this field, and they're dedicated to getting the clients the most money possible. And we pay our staff big bonuses for producing great results. So I, will spend the money everywhere with the best experts, the best doctors on behalf of my client and my employees to make sure that the client is getting the best settlement possible, period.
That's great. All right, you guys, you heard it from the best, the one and only Jon Walner. Thank you guys for tuning in today. We're going to bring you more great information. Jon is a wealth of knowledge. And the next episode, we are going to sit down with Andrew Stroth. And he is the leading civil rights attorney here in the country. He's based right here in Chicago. And we're looking forward to having that conversation with Andrew Stroth.